Alright, Toon Army, let's talk about the latest transfer buzz surrounding our beloved Newcastle United. The summer window is just around the corner, and big changes are on the horizon. Eddie Howe is planning an overhaul, and one of the key positions on his radar is the goalkeeper spot. Now, let's get one thing straight. There's no shortage of drama when it comes to our goalkeepers this season. We've seen Martin Dubravka step up and deliver some absolutely heroic performances, especially during that incredible 9-game winning streak. At one point, it looked like he was on his way to Saudi Arabia, but Newcastle pulled a U-turn and kept hold of him. And honestly, he deserved that after proving his worth time and time again. But then there's Nick Pope, our supposed number 1, who came back from injury and walked straight back into the starting six. Some fans weren't too pleased about that, especially after his performances against Nottingham Forest and Brighton. Against Brighton, the crowd even started chanting for Dubravka to return to the side, which says a lot about how the fans feel right now. The battle between Pope and Dubravka has been fierce, but it looks like all of this could become irrelevant soon. That's because Newcastle are actively searching for a new long-term number 1, and James Trafford is at the top of the list. The Burnley shot-stopper has been on Newcastle's radar since the start of the season, and reports suggest that a move to Tyneside is getting closer. At just 22 years old, Trafford is already making waves. He's kept an astonishing 25 clean sheets in 35 championship games for Burnley this season. That's an insane record, and it's no wonder Newcastle see him as a potential game changer between the sticks. However, there's a catch. Burnley are reportedly demanding $30 million for Trafford. That's a hefty price tag, and while Newcastle have the ambition to spend, they also have to be smart with their budget. That's where an alternative comes into play. If the Magpies feel that $30 million is too steep, they could turn their attention to another option, Coeman Kelleher. Kelleher has been on Newcastle's radar for a while, and the Irish goalkeeper is eager to leave Liverpool in search of regular first-team football. The best part, Liverpool are reportedly willing to drop their asking price, meaning Kelleher could be available for just $20 million, a whole $10 million less than Trafford. That makes him a very tempting option, especially with Paul Mitchell finally getting a transfer budget to work with this summer. So, what's the move? Should Newcastle break the bank for a young, informed Trafford? Or should they go for the more affordable and experienced Kelleher? One thing's for sure, Eddie Howe wants a new keeper, and changes are coming. This decision could shape Newcastle's future for years to come. A rock-solid goalkeeper is crucial for any team with ambitions of challenging at the top, and Newcastle want to get this one right. What do you think, lads? Let me know in the comments. Would you rather see Trafford or Kelleher between the sticks next season? That's it for now, but stay tuned for part 2, where we'll talk about Bruno Guimaraes, Lewis Hall, and the latest setback ahead of the Carabao Cup final. Let's keep pushing forward. Away the lads! Right then, Toon Army, let's dive into part 2, because there's a lot to talk about. The Carabao Cup final is on the horizon, and Newcastle United are already facing an uphill battle. It was never going to be easy going up against Liverpool, but things just got even harder. First, we've got Anthony Gordon suspended. That alone is a massive blow. He's been one of our best players this season, driving the attack with his pace, energy, and ability to take on defenders. Missing him for such a huge game is bad enough, but now we've also lost Lewis Hall for the rest of the season. The 20-year-old picked up a foot injury in the defeat to Liverpool, and the club has confirmed that he won't be back before the campaign ends. It's gutting news because Hall has been fantastic in black and white this season. He's stepped up big time, showing maturity beyond his years, and now we won't have him for the final. So where does that leave us? Two key players down in one of the biggest matches of the season. The pressure is mounting, and if Newcastle are going to stand any chance, the rest of the squad needs to step up, and that includes our captain Bruno Guimaraes. Bruno has been the heartbeat of this team, and now more than ever, he needs to put in a true captain's performance. He has to set the tempo, take control of the midfield, and inspire those around him. If Newcastle are going to lift that trophy at Wembley, Bruno has to be at his absolute best. And let's not forget, Bruno is feeling the pressure. After the FA Cup loss to Brighton, he told fans to blame him, but he also called for unity. That message is more important than ever now. Newcastle fans have been through so much. We know what it's like to fight against the odds, and this is another moment where we need to rally together. This team has faced setbacks before and bounced back stronger. Yes, Liverpool are the Premier League leaders. And yes, they're the favourites. But Newcastle have never been a club that backs down from a challenge. This final isn't just about lifting a trophy. It's about proving that Newcastle belongs at the top. It's time for the lads to dig deep, and it's time for us, the fans, to get behind them louder than ever. Wembley awaits, and anything can happen in football. Let's believe, let's fight, and let's show the world that Newcastle United is the best club in the world. That's all for today, but let me know your thoughts. How should Newcastle line up for the final? Who needs to step up the most? Drop your predictions in the comments, and as always, keep the faith. How are the lads?